Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited, so happy to have here a wonderful lady of experience, Oyinlola by name. And the topic today is going to be very brief. We're going to be talking about a problem that is very, very prevalent in our society. Except we want to pretend it's a big challenge because it's very, very prevalent. And that is single motherhood. That is unsustained marriage, unsustained relationship. If you look around now, out of 100, relationship or marriages, 80, 85 had crashed, even if not 90%. And Oyin is with us here today. She's going to share, few talks about tips about why is it so, and what are the causes and what are the ways forward. Oyin, good to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here, right here with you on TV. It's a place to be. Yeah. You're doing a great job, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
All right. Well, in terms of single mothers, or should I say single fathers, most times it's not anyone's choice to have a broken home or a broken marriage. But these things are caused by a communication gap. And not understanding your partner properly. Most times people go into this relationship with not really fully knowing the person well enough. They think they know the person, and then when they enter, they see something that is different from what they actually know. There are lots of things that people should put into perspective when planning on getting married. I hope I can mention this, especially when it comes to the area of sex.
Okay.
Sex is a major factor in relationship. If you notice that a lot of these marriages that do not work, that are not working, if you find that if you dig deep, you will discover that the major issue is sex. You understand? Because sex, if you take it or leave it, it's the bedrock of any marriage. It's what is the intimacy that ties a husband and his wife together. And without it, the marriage cannot survive.
Wow.
So that's one. Then communication is very, very key. You understand? If you don't talk, if you don't say anything, if you don't lay it out on the table, your partner will not know that this is what is wrong.
Will misread your actions.
Exactly.
And deeds.
You need to let the person know that what you did, I didn't like it. You understand? Then another major thing is that many people are not willing to compromise. They are not willing to compromise.
I'm talking about respect for the other partner.
Respect. Then another thing is that as a man, for example, now when you met this woman, she was lepa, she was slim. You got married to her, she expanded, and the next thing you are, things are bound to happen.
Yeah.
The same way you met him or she met you, you cannot remain the same. People change over time.
Yeah.
And that is where you compromise. You understand? Sometimes you just need to choose your battles and realize that this is not this is what I can take, this is not what I can take. Okay. But when it comes to the issue of irreconcilable differences, probably he cheated on you and all those things, there's a limit to what someone can take. And I guess when it hits that limit, the person will say, oh, I can't take it anymore. And those are some of the factors, like you see, lead to someone being a single mother or a single father.
Okay, but there's this general concept that where love in the real sense of it is involved, it prevents you from seeing a lot of shortcomings of your partner. So such as depreciation in body build, such as, because you are fused into one, the love is strong. So in fact, you see her or him beyond a lover, but it has become like a sibling or a friend. So you don't get to see all those things. Can we then argue that the relationship that what you have explained had affected, can we then argue that the love is not deep enough?
Yes, you actually have a point. Yes, the love is not deep enough. But people do say that love is just not enough. You understand? It's just
And that's
not
another
enough.
perspective, yeah.
Because like I said, I've spoken to some married women who are advanced in the years of marriage, and they do say you choose your battles, you choose what you want to pick. You understand? A lot of people are married but are single in the marriage, meaning that they're just married because of that status, because they want to say, oh, I am married. They want to just bear that Mrs. You know, they want to use that. But deep inside of them, they know that this man is no longer in the marriage. I too, I am no longer in this marriage, but I'm just in for the status, for the
Maybe at that point we should the children factor now.
The children, yes, you know, a lot of women, you know, they they are not married, but they are just bearing that name because of their children, because of that, the way the society will look at them. If you just let them know that I'm a single mom, I'm in this, when they hear it, you know, the way they will look at you, and you know, the kind of stigma it comes with it, you know, especially in this part of the world, you understand. So, but the truth about it is that, you know, I feel everybody has a choice in life, and all fingers are not equal.
Yeah.
There are many women today who have died in the course of what the society will think about it.
I was going there.
But if you know that this thing is something that emotionally is affecting you, physically is affecting you, mentally is affecting you, then I think you need to take a walk, because tomorrow, if you're gone, and
you're
gone, the same people who you feel
life
are going
continues
to be criticizing you for leaving that
they will still blame you for not living.
Exactly. So I think that's all
Okay, now that this is so, and like I said, I'll still repeat it, since this is so prevalent, and you're a woman,
yes,
you will know you are better off on the woman's side. Okay, the psychology, the thinking pattern of women. Can you honestly say that it is more of women's fault, or the other side, the men, you know, causing these problems, feuds in the marriage, some leading to, like you said, violence and even eventually loss of life. Can you honestly say it is more of women's fault, probably in terms of not respecting men, knowing that men, if you understand men, the men are like babies. they needed to be pampered. And sometimes when you behave like a slave to man, you end up having him as your slave. Could that be the factor? Or could it be that some men are just too difficult and fastidious, difficult to please, very hard to please? And so, you look at experiences around, and on a basis of aggregate, where would you place the blame?
Wow. I'm sure many people have heard of this. It takes two to tango.
Yeah.
So it can either be the man, it can either be the woman. You understand? I've heard of various situations in life whereby the woman is unbearable, and the woman will push the man to the edge. You understand? While the reverse might be the case, where the man is the one who is unbearable and he pushes the woman out. There are many ways a man can push a woman out. Of course, like I mentioned, some of the factors in the area of intimacy. If the husband is not loving enough, is not giving her intimacy in the marriage,
attention.
Yeah, exactly. She will go out. Nobody is a wood. Nobody. Everyone is a human being. We are human beings. We have blood flowing through our veins.
In your veins,
so if a woman does that, who are you? Of course, you will blame the husband. If a man keeps a woman in his house for 1 year without touching the woman, then if the woman is stepping out, who do we blame? So that's my own take on that issue.
Okay, yeah, you got a point there, but you agree it's very worrisome. With so many marriages crashing, and can we just pray that God restore sanity? No, it's so prevalent. And most women you meet now, they are single mothers. Most women. And some of them, you relate with them, you know they are women of substance. You even wonder how a man could have lost a woman like this. So, but sometimes, like you said, we never can tell, because it takes two to tango. They are the two actors in the game.
Exactly.
They know what is what. Probably some women, the way they relate outside is different from how the way they look at their husband is quite different. But I've seen situations which I'm not too happy about. Few, or let's say, African cases where some men can be too harsh, too authoritative, and all that. So, but we have also seen women being disrespectful, not recognizing or alluding to the fact, or alluding to Beijing Convention that we are all equal, especially in African setting.
Yes, sir.
Where men is seen to be the head of the house. So if you also want to be the head of the house, you can collect that with your character. Shall you understand, and the patience and level-headedness and all that. So I agree with you, we cannot judge. It can be either A or B. But what we all agree here is that it is worrisome. It has to discontinue.
Yes.
So that is where I'm now going to round up. What are the things we need to watch out when we are going to a relationship, both men and women? What are the indices? What are the factors we watch out for? Red flags and all that during courtship, during the initial relationship. What are the tips you can issue for people to watch out for? That's really like a signal of coming danger.
So, now some of the factors that a man or a woman should look out for when dating or courting or when you're in a relationship with someone before you say I do is the issue, the area of consistency.
Okay, it must be consistent.
Exactly. Okay, let me give a perfect example. Okay, all of a sudden, I'm going to use a man dating a woman so that it won't be as if, because I'm a woman, I'm speaking for you.
Exactly.
Okay, for example, you're a guy, you're dating a lady. Normally, when she closes from work, or when she, in the mornings, before she goes to work, when she wakes up in the morning, probably you guys are not even living together, definitely in the best case scenario. When she wakes up, the first thing is that, she'll be sending you prayers, greeting you, dear, how are you doing?
How was your night?
How was your night? All of that before she goes to work. And then all of a sudden you realize that
has stopped.
This woman, she doesn't send me prayers in the morning again and all of that. Then you realize that, there is a gap.
But to conclude on that, we must also talk about the response. Response. These messages she is sending, then the response of the receiver.
Okay, the response.
If the sender on the long run discover that she is just the one sending the.
Okay, how should you respond? Is that
if the other person is not.
should be concerned that, my dear, what is going on? I've noticed that you don't send me prayers anymore. So you should realize that there is a gap.
Okay.
You understand, there is a gap. Then all of a sudden he notices that she doesn't call him anymore. Maybe she doesn't tell him personal things about herself. She notices that there is a
relationship suddenly changed.
It's drifting apart. And if a man opens his eye and goes into marriage with that woman, that marriage will not last. Because it's obvious that there is a communication gap. There is something that is fundamentally wrong, that things are, you understand? So obviously the lady is not being truthful. There is this inconsistency. She's not being honest. Then another situation whereby a lady,
and sometimes it conveys the impression that our attention is shifted somewhere else. A rival is being perceived, whether rightly or wrongly.
Yes. So then women are emotional. Then on a case of a woman dating a guy, the man was like all over her, I love you, and this, and that. Then all of a sudden, the man, she can't reach him again. She's unreachable. Next thing, the man comes out of the blues and starts saying, my dear, how are you? This, that. Sorry, I traveled to Ghana. From where to where? that woman should run.
Because from that Ghana, you can always reach out.
That woman should run because that man is not truthful, is not honest, and obviously the man has a problem. Because you cannot be all over a woman and tell the woman you love her,
on the relationship,
and then all of a sudden, next thing, you go to God knows where. That's marriage. If the woman enters a marriage with that marriage will not last. You understand? So I'm not saying that one is perfect, but there should be that consistency in relationship, in marriage,
in anything. Consistency is a factor.
If the person is doing something different from what you know of, then you know that there is something wrong. And some of these things, like the first example I told you about how a woman keeps to herself, doesn't say things to the husband. A man in a marriage, you notice that a woman is behaving like that, and you leave that woman, you don't say anything to that woman, you leave her. That marriage is heading to the rocks. Those are some of the little things, you know. So, well, I think that's all I can say.
Yes, fantastic. We have taken too much of your time, but I'm sure we are going to continue this.
Oh, yes,
you are going to come
interesting.
and do. There's going to be a part 2 of this. Promise our viewer that.
Yes, there will be a part 2 of this. It was
so
really nice talking to you.
This is very nice talk. So nice having you.
Oh, thanks for allowing me to come on your program today.
Thank you. You're most welcome. All right.